Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and hope you have a great and wonderful day. Unfortunately, I am not, because every day I have to look up and see the work of black people and how every single time I see them do something, I am absolutely disgusted. Between it comes down to raps, to gangbanging, to killing white people, and exposing their racism to others. But of course, the media doesn't want to show you this. The media always wants to hide everything. When it comes down to something a black person does that it's bad, they have to hide it. Because they just don't want to show on how black the black community is, how toxic it is, and how everything else is just a non-bad factor. Well, let me tell you one thing, black people. How about you stop acting degenerate? How about you stop being the piece of shits that you are and start acting accordingly? Now, of course, this is not all black people, but of course, we've seen time and time again where black people are promoting violence, promoting rape, promoting every single type of degeneracy known to man, and then when everything big comes out, it's hardly ever a white person does it, unless it's a racist towards white people in general, like the Covenant shooting for the white kids that were dead, or the actual amount of I don't know, the stabbing of white women. We'll get to that soon. So without further ado, here is the story of a white kid that was beaten to death by 15 other black people, because for some god apparent reason, that's okay, but the media won't show it.
This video is hard to watch, but you need to. A young man tried to save his friend from a bunch of bullies he paid with his life. This is video of the attack. The dozen or so kids beat Jonathan Lewis to death. And as I said, don't look away, don't change the channel, because Jonathan deserves justice. His father reports the gang attacked when he tried to protect a smaller kid that had been robbed and thrown in a trash can by the gang.
Somebody was laying on the ground and they were like out of commission and incapacitated. And right in that parking lot, I saw somebody getting chest compressions and CPR. The police came, ambulance, fire truck.
Yet almost 2 weeks later now, police haven't arrested anybody. It's on video. It'd be easy right now to say it's an all-black mob beating a white kid. If it had been a white mob beating a black kid, well, then Kamala Harris would personally be prosecuting the case out in Nevada. But there is a deeper problem here, and that's what we want to talk about with Jonathan Lewis Sr.
Yes, no prior arrest, no arrest, but when it happens to a black kid, for some reason, it's almost immediate arrest. It's almost very quickly on what happens here. It's almost self-exposing, and it's really, really annoying when a white person is killed or beaten or killed in this type of manner, or any manner for that matter. It happens to be that the police are a little bit slow. They're gonna crawling to the scene, being like, "Oh, we can't prosecute. We can't get to him." Shut the fuck up. I am so sick and tired of the black racism that is in this bloody country. The reason why I'm tired of it, because whenever a black person does a misdeed or a terrible thing, it's almost like to promote it, or they're just not showed in the actual article in itself, and the black people are not held responsible for their terrible actions. But when a white person does it, and it's just as bad, oh, they're the devil's knees. Oh, they're the racist people. Oh, gotta hate that white man because the white man is the evil person. The only reason why I can possibly see this is because they're trying to fit the narrative, and it's just showing that black people are more degenerate than anything else. Now, people are going to say, why are you being so harsh? Why are you hating the black people so much? Maybe because I want the black people to be better. Maybe it's because black people probably should be held accountable for their bloody actions and actually have to face prison time. You know, maybe that might help them. Maybe that might stop them stop being degenerate. Maybe we might be able to talk about the horrible things that are happening to the black community and solve the bloody problem. But every time we have to hide it. And we gotta make sure that the black people are held to such a great regard that they're always offended, that they're always weak, that they can't defend themselves, and they need other white people to defend them so they go and do out these heinous crimes. Because this is a constant thing with black people. Black people don't have any accountability. And the only good ones are not shown in the spotlight. The only bad ones are the ones that are shown. And when you constantly see this and you show it around the other countries and how black people act, specifically America, because everybody knows America and how they act, then, well, guess what? You're gonna have some prejudice. You're gonna have some racism from other countries, or not want to allow certain black people into places because they always act like hoodlums. Or that's at least all they're being shown, because That's all the media will show, or the only thing that black people are these high regards. So enough with this crap. Start holding black people accountable so we can fix this shit. Oh, by the way, if you want the reparations, you black people, then get the hell out of my face. Because you are the exact problem that we have. So you want taking money from the white people so you can try to benefit yourselves. Stop being racist. Stop being stupid.
That's Jonathan's dad. We appreciate you being here, Jonathan. I'm really sorry about your son. It's clear you raised him right if he was stepping in to try to stand up for another young child. What is it about him that made him want to do that, you think?
Well, my family's full of veterans. My dad's a retired Navy Special Ops master diver, and my grandfather's a highly decorated World War II veteran, multiple Purple Hearts, and yeah, I grew up my whole life wanting to serve in the military. I joined the military the day I turned 18, and I think that Jonathan just knew the great strength of love. You know, that's what we teach in our family, that love is the greatest strength, and we protect our family members and care for one another and have a deep sense of community. And I think that just inspired him to do so.
Any idea why it's taken police so long? You've got the videotape. As we know from the law, you don't have to be the one to deal the fatal blow. If you're part of a gang that attacks somebody and somebody dies, you get arrested for murder. That's just the way it works. Why is it taking so long?
Well, I'm in close contact with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's Detective Division, and they are working very diligently. They haven't given me a reason why they haven't made an arrest yet, but they do have, there's other videos that are not released to the public, just so that you're aware of that. And exactly what occurred was that Jonathan was actually attacked first by a few kids, and they couldn't beat him up because he was so strong. And then so all the other kids joined in and beat him to death after that.
Wow.
Yes. Wow is the type of reaction that we can have because of that type of stupidity. It shows that maybe black people should probably control themselves. Or let's talk the big eagle in the room, or the big bird in the room, or the big giraffe, whatever you want to bloody call it. What about the single black mothers that are constant? We're going to hold them accountable too? Because, let's be honest, we all know single mothers are the problem, right? And we all know that single mothers are causing a huge issue in the black community. Well, in all communities, honestly. But the black community apparently holds the reign for that. We're still the kings, or queens in this matter. So maybe we should probably hold them accountable. But we can't talk about those things, right? Because talking about those things, it's just bad. You're either a racist or you're a sexist for talking about those things. Right. Because we don't want to make our communities better. We don't want to up our society to be better people. So let's not talk about the things that are actually plaguing our communities or all communities in general. Yeah, let's just not talk about it. Wow is the only question or answer you can really put up when you hear something like that. It's insanity, it's lunacy, and I'm getting real tired of the black people trying to defend this, or at the very least, not being held accountable for what they've done.
I'm just stunned. You think the police are dragging their feet for some reason? I can't figure it out.
Well, I can tell you that I've sat down and had meetings with these detectives, and they're very highly efficient at their work. I think that there's a lot of other unique factors involved. Unfortunately, the school went and gathered up some of these kids and even though they were told not to, and I think that they were just trying to help, but it ended up causing a lot of problems. So the investigation got more complex.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm so sorry, and I know you raised your son right in a really incredible way, and I'm thankful that there are people like him out there. Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. And I just hope that the community can kind of come together and find a sense of peace and love for each other.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All the support goes to that father for trying to raise his kid right. And only to be brutally beaten down by a bunch of savages because they can't control themselves or because they don't have a father in the home. And if they do have a father in the home, then their father should probably be arrested for the same thing that this is happening. Because maybe, just maybe, we might be able to hold black people to a higher standard. Because obviously, in some white communities, even some black people have said, for some reason, you can just walk in, take stuff, and not have a problem. Some places, and I mean some places. And then when you go to the black community, everything will be stolen. Maybe that's kind of a symbol or light bulb popping up into people's heads. Now, we're going to go with this, alright? We have Jonathan Lewis, Las Vegas, officials blasted out of control schools after student 17 was beaten to death by 215 bullies. Now, this is obviously, I'm not going to put this down here, obviously, because you've seen it. But we're going to show something else. We're going to put this here. Spot the difference by End Wokeness. White man who shot black teenager who went to wrong house will stand trial. Then you have this. Las Vegas teen dies after being attacked by 15 people while defending friend, father says. Where's the black teens? And where's the white teen in this article? Because white man, he shot black man. Las Vegas teen dies after being attacked by 15 people. So where's the problem here? Because I'm starting to think that maybe the media doesn't want to show on how bad the black people are, at least in the communities that are being promoted, because that's what's been going on. This is the Rancho High School. This is the diversity and whatever you want to call it, the ethnics of the thing that you want to call. And this is Rancho High School, Las Vegas, Nevada. Hispanic is 77.2%. African white American, or African, is 91.1%, and white is 6.5%. You have, and everybody else is lower. So, it looks like white people are the minority here. So, let's take that as you will. But we have this. Mass stabbing in Louisiana attack. Jacoby Johnson went on a stabbing spree yesterday in Louisiana. He has attacked and stabbed 4 white women. 2 are in critical condition. 3rd District Judge Cynthia Woodward, artist Annie Richardson, retired teacher by Debbie Holloman, and technology student Dominic McCain. Take a look at this man here. And then, take a look at this. It's almost like we see a constant amount of crime with the black community. Are we going to keep on defending them? Oh, I have more. I'll be showing more of that in the video later today. So, keep up to that. This video is going to be all about black people. Sorry, guys. It's going to be about black people this week. Or specifically today. Because, I'm really getting sick and tired of it. If my channel gets stricken down or taken down for racism, so be it. But I'm getting sick and tired of every single time a black person has to be held up for a higher standard. Or, not a higher standard, but a lower standard. And then every time they do something bad, specific to white people, it's not being reported. It's not being talked about. And if it is talked about, it's not being truthful on how it is. Let's look at this. Oh, hero. This is a freshman Colin Campbell, 18. Colin heard screaming, so he ran to it. He found the women bleeding on the floor. He immediately drove the women to the hospital and saved their lives. White boy. Now, I'm not saying there's not good black people, because there is, obviously. But where the last time we're going to see a black man be held in high regard? Because every time when a black man does something good, the black community has to bring him down. Or the media, doesn't matter which. Know who your enemies are. Know who's keeping trying to bring the black person down. And know the people who are constantly trying to put on racism towards white people. Because I'm real sick and tired of it, and I think every single person, which I think the majority is white, that's watching my channel, understands that. Know that you're not alone, and know that there are black people that are on your side. Because this is egregious. This is getting annoying. And this young white man, young white boy, did not deserve to die the way that he did. And I hope every last one of those black people get arrested in life for prison. Set a standard. And do it now.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.